Cheer for Steve Christie Monday nights. Get your Christie Bigfoot only at Pizza Hut.
You fold them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rush Limbaugh.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you so much. Glad to have everybody here. Welcome to another exciting edition of one of the most talked about, if not the most talked about television shows this season, the Rush Limbaugh TV show. Well, we've had a big thing go on the past couple of days. We have had the non-presentation twice now of a health care bill. First off, they trot out this book, 239 pages. They called it a leak of the health care blueprint. They didn't intend for it to get out there, but it somehow did. People began analyzing it. It's not what we meant to say, says the administration. Then on Wednesday, here comes about 1,300 pages of the health care bill, but it's still not in legislative form. But there it is, all these 13 pages, and 1,300, and then there are, I think, another 150 to 500, I can't find confirmation on this, on the number of pages necessary to explain what's in the 1,300. I want to take you back, ladies and gentlemen, to a previous program where I suggested to you that we do not have a health care crisis in this country, and we don't have a energy crisis. We don't really have but one crisis in this country, and you'll remember it well. You remember what it is? What? What is it? What is it? No. That's true. But it's not Slick Willie. We have an income crisis in this country. Remember, there is no justice in a country where everybody does not make at least $100,000 a year. And that's true in this country. We do not have everybody earning $100,000. And my plan was simply to guarantee everybody $100,000 of income. How are we going to pay for it? Easy. Business will pay for it. What happens is you fill out your tax form or your tax return. Whatever amount under $100,000 you've earned, business will make up the difference, and then everybody's happy. It's just that easy. And I am ready to present to you the first phase of my plan. Nick, would you come on out? Here is my plan. Hey, roll. Go over here, Nick. Go over there. There you have it. This is it, folks. This is everybody in Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts that does not earn $100,000. Every name of every person. And this is the plan, and I'm going to send this to Congress next week and say, get to work on it. This is simplification. This is reorientation of the income disparities that exist in this country. Now, obviously, what this is simply a way to illustrate the folly of the health care plan. 1,300 plus pages and simplification, they say. We have a health care segment coming up on tonight's program to really give you the salient points about this. If you heard the radio show today, then you have a general idea what we're going to talk about. Something else, before we get going, there's a man named Adam Meyerson who writes policy reviews, the editor of Policy Review magazine at the Heritage Foundation in Washington, D.C. And he has complained officially to the people who publish Bartlett's quotations. He's read their latest edition. He says there's not enough conservatism represented in Bartlett's quotations. And he cites several examples of leading conservatives, leading opinion makers, leaders in the opinion process of America, whose brilliant analysis of events, whose cogent advice, whose brilliant, piercing logic on the social condition of America and the world has been suspiciously left out. This list of his ran partially today in the Washington Times. There it is. Now, do you see somebody there you recognize? Look at that picture in the left hand. Happens to be me. Look at the... Do we have a close-up of this? Can we zoom in? Probably we didn't. The picture they have used here of Reagan is very unflattering. And it's surprising because the Washington Times, of course, is a conservative-oriented paper. Here are some of the quotes from people they think should be in Bartlett's quotations. Nothing is so permanent as a temporary government program. That's Milton Friedman, a Nobel Prize-winning economist. That makes sense, does it not? You spend $1 billion here, you spend $1 billion there, sooner or later it adds up to real money. That's former Illinois Senator Everett Dirksen. Not in Bartlett's, and ought to be. President Reagan said government's view of the economy could be summed up in a few short phrases. If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it. That quote ought to be in there. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, former British Prime Minister, they have the usual socialist disease. They have run out of other people's money. And former Arizona Senator Barry Goldwater, a government that's big enough to give you all you want is big enough to take it all away. Right, and then there is this quote from talk show host Rush Limbaugh. I prefer to call the most obnoxious feminists what they really are, feminazis. Those quotes are not there. Quotes are not there, but they should be. I got a letter today and a picture I want to show you. Here's the letter first. Dear Rush, I always display proudly a Rush pin on my shirt. But Sunday, due to a freak accident, I swallowed it. Wonder what the freak accident was. And my Rush pin boldly went where no other Rush pin has gone before. I'm sending you a copy of the X-ray that was taken that night for your enjoyment because the hospital staff certainly did. Although this is quite disturbing to me because it means I can't chew gum and have Rush at the same time. This is Genie Glass in Hollister, California. This is the X-ray. Look at that. That is a Rush pin that is stuck there, ladies. And here is the actual X-ray itself. You can't see it because it needs to be backlit, but people are doing strange things to me, with me. Coming up, health care. What you really need to know about this. And in fact, you know, it's not, I think you do. I think what's happening here, polling data looks good. Only 27% of the American people in the most recent poll say that they are for this. That's down from the, I think, a polling information we had, latest poll data was 58% when the president made his first speech to a joint session of Congress. We'll give you all the details and congratulate you on understanding the truth when we get back with the rest of the show. Stay right where you are.
Here's an opportunity to receive a free copy of National Review's new 40-page report on the real Reagan record.
Hi, I'm Bill Buckley. You may know me through my television show, Flying Line, or my newspaper columns, or maybe one of my Blackfoot Oaks spy novels. But you ought to know about my magazine, National Review. A National Review gives you insights into current events and information about important issues from a decidedly different set of priorities.
I like it because it cuts through the nonsense that normally surrounds most political issues with simple, common sense. And, of course, I love the humor. It's a very funny magazine.
When you get National Review, you'll find it's informative, probing, challenging, and very entertaining.
You can't find National Review on every newsstand, so this may be your only chance to get a copy.
Call this toll-free number now and we'll send you National Review's 40-page report on the real Reagan record. For a trial subscription, call 1-800-334-1231. That's 1-800-334-1231.
It's Sears Days at Brand Central. Wow, what a sale! For 2 days only, all refrigerators, all freezers, all cooking appliances, all washers and dryers, all sewing machines, and all vacuum cleaners. They're all on sale through Saturday. All TVs, all camcorders, all 4-head VCRs, and all computers are on sale. And you'll get the lowest monthly payments of any national department store. But it's over Saturday, so get to Sears Brand Central now. Savings off regular prices.
Half off, half off. When Max Buys has a half-off sale, you have to see the savings. Max Buys cuts the price in half on over 2,000 in-stock rolls of better quality broadloom carpeting. All colors, all styles. Every roll marked down to an incredible half off. Combine this outstanding half-off sale with no additional charge for pad and labor and take a half year to pay interest-free. And you've got a half-off sale you have to see. Max Buys. Half-off sale tomorrow only, 10 to 5.
Welcome back to our program. All right, health care is something that is a bad idea philosophically. Universal health care, government-subsidized, total health care for everybody is a bad idea. The problem in America today is that the party in power, the Democratic Party, happens to be setting the agenda. Why are we talking about health care? We're talking as a crisis because that's what this president has decided he is going to make his #1 historical issue. This is what he wants to make himself the new FDR of our age. This is what he wants to put him in the history books with a great reference and record. You remember when the President Bush had a war on drugs? 1 week after he announced Bill Bennett as the drug czar and everything else, they took a national poll. What do you think the biggest problem facing America is? And of course it was drugs, because we had just spent a week looking at nothing but news of how the president said, drug problem in America, it's wiping us out, it's the worst thing that's going on. Of course, that's what people respond to. I guarantee you that if somebody in government said the biggest problem in America today is concrete, and pummeled you every day with the concrete crisis, you ask people in a national poll, what's the biggest problem facing America, 7 days later, say, too much concrete. They set the agenda. This is crucial. And the Republicans, I think, have been making a mistake from the get-go, and that is debating various elements of the plan. You shouldn't debate the elements of this plan at all. To start talking about numbers, which I'm going to prove to you I've been right about all along, just a minute, using the proponents of the bill themselves. Start talking about the numbers, you're missing the point. You've already been sucked in. You have agreed with the premise that the government can provide cradle to grave, womb to the tomb, health care, and it just won't work. It can't work. But first, as we go through this, let's look first at a little montage of some of the negative response to the most recent presentation of the health care package from around the country. Here's our first clip for you tonight.
I'm depressed and discouraged to find this kind of work product come from a 500-person task force at untold sums of expense to the American people.
And it's a little bit like having the used car salesman take you for a drive around the block, and you sort of love the afternoon and the convertible tops down, and it feels good, and then you get back and you have a mechanic look under the hood.
And the president destroys Medicare, destroys Medicaid, destroys the private insurance industry as we know it, and creates these complex, mammoth new state bureaucracies called alliances.
I urge the American people to think of the implications of a government-run health care and think of it in the context of our government today.
The president is a great salesman. The First Lady is a great salesman, but the bottom line is they're trying to sell socialized medicine, and that is a bad product.
Turning over 1/7 of our economy, the United States government, is an idea that has many Americans, Republicans and Democrats, very concerned.
Now, we want to go to those who had something positive to say about the health care plan as presented. And notice the enthusiasm here, and notice the vigor, and notice the excitement in these people's expressions of joy for the plan. Watch.
Mr. President, first let me congratulate you on carrying out your health care proposal in time-honored medical fashion. You've given your bill a new examination and diagnosis, and you have now come to Congress for a second opinion.
Well, I think the launching of the second stage of the rocket was well done.
The whole question of numbers has always been much overwrought and over-talked about. I think they have done those numbers more carefully, more honestly, and more openly than anybody has ever done any set of numbers on something that's that complicated.
Really, the important thing is what we're trying to buy with those numbers, you know, to give people health security and benefits that they can count on, and it adds up, and I'm very pleased about that.
I have a question for you. Do any of those people look like they're worried about where their next trip to the doctor is coming from or going to be paid for? They don't have any concern about it at all. And Jay Rockefeller talking about the numbers, the best set of numbers. Don't forget, it was Hillary's own task force that worked in secret and didn't obey any federal laws in conducting the meetings. We don't have minutes, we don't have records, we don't have expense vouchers. As Newt Gingrich said yesterday, you try that with your business when the IRS comes around, see how far you get. Now, we've chronicled just the changes that have taken place, detail-wise. I'm going to go through this just for the exercise of it. In 6 weeks, from the time the blueprint was leaked until now, the plan has been presented. Follow me on the screen with this. Estimated federal savings have dropped from $91 billion to $60 billion. These are the revisions they've come up with. The date of universal coverage has been delayed to January 1998. The estimate of annual inflation that this plan will cause has been raised from 2.7% to 3.5%. The increased allowance for unexpected subsidies has gone from $30 billion to $45 billion. That's for small business. And the plan is now defined as a capped entitlement, which means Congress would have to vote on what to do if costs outrun estimates. Well, that means there are no caps at all if there is a mechanism to spend beyond the caps. Now, lest we forget, ladies and gentlemen, when they gave us Medicare back in 1965, they said that by 1990 it would never cost more than $6.5 billion a year. That was their estimate. What does it really cost us now? $132 billion is what we spend on Medicare. That just gives you some evidence of just how worthless government projections really are. Now take a look. Here is the real meaning behind all this. 2 newspaper stories. Actually, I got one here from the New York Times. I want to show you a headline. President says he is ready to compromise if the result offers security for all. Now leave that up there. Mrs. Clinton also welcomed congressional input and said the plan was just a framework off of which to work, but she hoped the debate would shed light, not heat. What does this mean? It means the details are irrelevant to them. They don't care about the details at all. As long as this ends up under total government control, they'll compromise on everything. This is not about providing universal health coverage. This is about Bill Clinton being able to re-FDR America. They're bragging about how they've come up with the next Social Security plan. This is the one that rivals Social Security created in 1936, and they're happy, and that's what they're trying to do here, my friends. He wants credit. And he doesn't want this thing implemented before 1996, because if it is, he's not going to get reelected. That's why they've moved it back to 1998. But here he is trying to save everybody from this terrible crisis. And if he gets reelected and the plan comes out, it doesn't matter what the details are. He doesn't care what the details are. That's why this plan doesn't have any details that can be followed. That's why it's 1,300 pages with another 500 or so to explain it, because it doesn't matter. They're totally willing for there to be a month, 12 months, 18 months of debate on this, because it doesn't matter as long as universal coverage is how this thing ends up. People have to oppose this philosophically. You have to say, I don't want any part of this. You can't let the agenda be set by the administration, because socialized medicine is not the solution. The private sector, the free market, can do this better and more efficiently with more freedom and more choice for all of you. And there are plenty of great alternatives out there. And I think people are beginning to note and become aware of this because of the polling data showing so little support for this as presented. We have more after this break. Don't go away.
Ever wonder why Bill Clinton is so anxious to raise your taxes? Well, you won't after you read the unauthorized Clinton financial audit. Yours free from the American Spectator. This is the document that reveals the lavish, taxpayer-financed lifestyle America's first couple enjoyed in Arkansas and still lap up today. Take this opportunity to find out how the Clintons dodged paying Social Security taxes on Chelsea's nanny, and how you pay the babysitting bills today. How Hillary gained thousands in tax deductions on throwaway items, such as hubby's used underwear. Why a former IRS commissioner says the Clintons are probably guilty of failing to report income. Call now to get your free, unauthorized Clinton financial audit.
Call 1-800-776-8500 now to order the American Spectator. With your paid subscription, you'll get your unauthorized Clinton financial audit free. That's 1-800-776-8500.
It's Sears Days at Grand Central. Wow, what a sale! For 2 days only, all refrigerators, all freezers, all cooking appliances, all washers and dryers, all sewing machines, and all vacuum cleaners. They're all on sale through Saturday. All TVs, All camcorders, all 4-head VCRs, and all computers are on sale. And you'll get the lowest monthly payments of any national department store. But it's over Saturday, so get to Sears Brand Central now. Savings off regular prices.
Tough, smart, definitely not one of the boys. Rat, she took on the county hall crowd and won, fighting the Gorski tax hike and passing real fiscal reform. As our state senator, Mary Lou Rath will oppose wasteful Albany spending, and she'll take on Cuomo and his taxes in order to spur jobs and economic growth. Rath, she's gone toe-to-toe with Dennis Gorski. She'll go head-to-head with Mario Cuomo. Elect Rath, state senator, a proven tax fighter.
Little politics here, folks. Got a major gubernatorial race coming up in New Jersey on Tuesday. Big time. Jim Florio there on the left, Flim Flam Florio, and on the right, Christy Todd Whitman. Let me give you a little history here, because Florio ought not even be on the radar screen in this race. If the Republican Party knew what it was doing, Florio wouldn't even be running for re-election. He'd be hiding from the people. He promised no tax increases. In fact, promised some tax cuts. Before he even sat down in the governor's chair after being elected, he raised taxes $3 billion. New Jersey residents were furious. They had all kinds of economic damage. It practically got killed. It was far worse than the rest of the economy was at the time. Businesses shut down, foreclosures occurred. And to give you an idea of how bad it was, the Republicans in midterm elections in New Jersey swept control of both houses of the New Jersey legislature simply because of the anger at Florio. Christy Whitman ran for senator against Bradley when he was up for re-election, scared him to death. Came down to just a couple of percentage points, and it was all because of anger at Florio. And now, this race, she has been trailing by as much as 10 points. It's close to been 5 or 4 now. You people in New Jersey, I want to tell you something. You have a huge responsibility on your hands, because let me tell you what's at stake here. If you re-elect Jim Florio, you are sending a message to every politician in this country that they can promise to cut your taxes, break the promise, and then raise your taxes all over the place, and you won't care. Now, I don't take sides in political races, as you well know. That wouldn't be fair. It would compromise my objectivity as a journalist. But I am telling you, this is crucial, not just for New Jersey, but I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be keeping my eye on you people in New Jersey and what you do, because the nation is facing a creeping socialism. It's headed right at everybody from Washington, D.C. And if you don't punish Jim Florio for what he did, and if you allow him to be reelected, the message is very clear to every politician out there. And you wait. They're going to say, see, the American people know that we have to raise taxes to pay for these new programs and to pay for these services. The public in New Jersey matured. And then look out, because everybody is going to be thinking that you will suffer a tax increase and eventually forgive the guy who did it. Back with more right after this. It's bold. It's brilliant. It's me, shining the light of truth on the liars and deceivers in Washington. It's the official 1994 Rush poster calendar, and it's yours free when you subscribe to the Limbaugh letter. Each 12-page issue is full of the ammunition you need to counter Clinton's liberal agenda. Call 1-800-796-4200. Order 1 year of the newsletter for just $29.95 and get my calendar free. That's 800-796-4200. Do it now.
Rust. What it can do to the outside of your car, weak, neglected antifreeze can do to the inside. You need Prestone. No matter what happens to the outside, Prestone protects the inside. Prestone stops the rust that stops your car.
Big odors lurk in small places. Big odors linger in small places. Concentrated Air Wick Stick-Up stop big odors in small places. Air Wick Stick-Up.
If you'd rather look like this and not like this, fix your hair. Fix your hair with HRS. HRS has the hair assimilation process. Not a wig, not a transplant, but a non-surgical method of replacing lost hair. Replace a bald crown. Reestablish a frontal hairline. It's not growing hair, but it looks just like it. Hair Assimilation can fix your hair. Swim, exercise, work out, sweat, wash and blow dry, and do it all again. Hair Assimilation from HRS. The next best thing to growing hair. The best way to fix your hair.
Take it from me, Danny Gare, and fix your hair the HRS way. In Western New York or Canada, call 1-800-756-1818 for a free color brochure.
It's Sears Days at Grand Central. Wow, what a sale! For 2 days only, all refrigerators, all freezers, all cooking appliances, all washers and dryers, all sewing machines, and all vacuum cleaners. They're all on sale through Saturday. All TVs, all camcorders, all 4-head VCRs, and all computers are on sale. And you'll get the lowest monthly payments of any national department store. But it's over Saturday, so get to Sears Grand Central now. Savings off regular prices.
Hey, folks, just so you don't forget what this health care plan is all about, watch this again, our own rap song, our own rap video to close the show. Here it is. Take a look.
Are you ready? You might soon be missing some of the benefits that healthcare now provides.
Hey, now let's begin. New healthcare plan with a liberal spin. Say hail to the chief, the Mrs. Chiefette. Partners in crime on the national debt. The raw deal's cooking. It's out of control. Put your hand out now. Clinton's on a roll. These 4 words mean you're taken care of. Womb to the tomb. Hit me.
Womb to the tomb.
Free healthcare.
Womb to the tomb.
Oh, Hillary.
Womb to the tomb.
We're saved.
Womb to the tomb.
Buy cigarettes.
Womb to the tomb. Womb to the tomb.
No payment.
Womb to the tomb.
Oh, Hillary.
To the tomb.
Crisis, just stop it quick. Healthcare reform, gonna heal the sick. Don't pay for them pills, Uncle Sam's gonna get it. Hillary Rodham, yo baby, you did it. Surgery, medicine, anytime you need them. Healthcare security, better than freedom. Welfare clinic, see the doc, call the nurse. Not a penny, not a dime comes out of your purse. Health credit card, don't leave home without it. Smokers bend over, no doubt about it. Appendectomy, tonsillectomy, gunshot wound. Hey, you got VD, don't sweat it, they'll get it. Hey man, you're covered. Reattach your thing, no problem, my brother. Ooh, that's it. Come on, come on. Womb to the tomb. I'm done.
Womb to the tomb.
Oh, Hillary.
Womb to the tomb.
We're saved.
Womb to the tomb.
Buy cigarettes.